Hello, I'm Blake, and welcome to my lab. Let's learn about stuff. Can we get some light in here? How are we supposed to get any work done if there's no light? Did we not pay the bill or something? Come on. Hello and welcome to the Creation Lab. Here we create, invent, design, and make all sorts of wonderful things. Here we like to take a scientific look at the world around us to help better understand the things that we make. We also study famous inventors to learn from them and to be inspired. Inventors like Leonardo da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, and the guy who invented the Snuggie. The creator we appreciate the most is, of course, God. After all, He created everything. He created the creators, He invented the inventors, and designed the designers. Most of the things that we make take years of careful planning and a team full of experts working around the clock designing prototypes of all sorts of new doodads and gadgets. A lot of manpower, effort, and time goes into creating. Well, for God, it only took 6 days. Then, on that 7th day, He took a break and appreciated His work. And He did it all with just His voice. That's amazing. See, we have to build things with our hands, but God made everything just by saying so. Do you know how much easier our jobs would be if we could make things by talking? So, for 7 days, let's take a closer look at God's creation and how He did it, so that we can be better creators and be better creations. And where better to start than the beginning? So before the beginning, there was nothing. I want you to think about a space full of nothing. What's in this glass? Well, you may say nothing, and that's technically correct. It has nothing in it, but it's also full of air, maybe some dust or other tiny little things that we can barely see. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. No air, no earth, no stars or space or anything. Nothing. Nothing except for God, of course. And you may be thinking, whoa, well then where did God come from? Nowhere. God has always been there, which is really crazy if you think about it. God does not have a beginning. God does not have an end. God has always been around. God had an idea and a plan, creation. And God, in His incredible power, did it all with just a few words. Let's read those words from Genesis chapter 1 now. Before creation, there was nothing. So here on this table we have nothing. The universe was a vast stretch of empty nothingness, which Moses, the inspired author of Genesis, describes like a deep, dark ocean. There was nothing except for God. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. So God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. So why is light so important? It allows us to see. Without it, we'd be in the dark. So when God made light, it didn't really come from anything. It was just there. Later in the week in creation, God made the sun, which is now our main source of light. So, my new researcher friends, put your scientist hat on. Where do you think the light in the beginning came from, since there was no sun yet? Well, if you said God, that's a pretty good guess. The book of Revelation tells us that heaven doesn't need the sun or moon because light comes from the glory of God. So, before the creation of the sun, light probably came from God. That is a really cool thought, isn't it? Wouldn't that have been incredible to see? So where does light come from now? other than the sun. Light comes from many things. Flashlights, light bulbs, candles. Careful, don't play with fire. Most things that make light get very hot because the light that we see is created from energy. Very often when things are creating energy like a light bulb or fire or a hot stovetop, they also create light. So be careful. We need light because sometimes the dark is very scary. So what exactly is light? What is it made of and how does it work? Well, that's a question that a lot of really smart people have tried to figure it out for a really long time. Light isn't really like anything else that we can touch or smell or taste. Light is a ray of energy that travels at an incredibly fast rate, over 670 million miles an hour. To compare that to your parents' car, most interstates are 70 miles an hour. Light is over 9 million times faster than your family's SUV. So you know how fast light is, but how exactly does it move? Does it flow like a liquid or spread out like a gas? If you ever turn on a very bright flashlight in the dark, you see that light travels in a straight line until it hits something. Here, let me demonstrate. When light comes from a light bulb, it goes out in all different directions, filling the area with light. A flashlight is more focused, directing the light to a specific spot. Light travels in a straight line until it hits something that may reflect it or absorb it. So the mirrors that are in this flashlight make the light a concentrated point. So if I shine it at something, it lights up. But if something gets in the way, like my hand, only the light around my hand can get through, and it's blocked, which makes shadows, where we can do some fun things, like a dog. And if it gets blocked entirely, no light at all. Isn't it cool how the first thing that God did was make light? God didn't need the light to see, but he did it anyways. If it weren't for God, we'd all be stumbling around in the dark and wouldn't be able to see God's creation anyways. Oh, speaking of stumbling, this is my lab assistant, Skeeter. He's a little bit clumsy, but he's got a big heart and a big brain, sometimes too big for his own good.
Hi, Mr. Blake. I just wanted to check in on you. I saw flashing lights and I was afraid you were listening to techno music again.
No, not this time. I'm teaching our new friends about how God made light. What can you tell them about light?
That it's very bright. And I shouldn't look directly at the sources of light or risk permanent eye damage.
Yes, it's always important to protect yourself, especially in the laboratory. But you're right, light is a very bright and powerful thing. The sun and stars are millions of miles away, and yet, well, we can see them. That's how crazy light is. You know, that reminds me of a story that Jesus told. Hey, Skeeter, can you remind our new friends what happens when light hits an object?
Yeah, when a ray of light hits an object, it can do a couple of things. It can bend, it can bounce, or it can be absorbed. When the light bounces back into our eyes, that's how we see. You see, the human eye is extremely complex. Light passes through the cornea, through the lens, into the light receptors in the retina, in the back of the eyeball, triggering electrical pulses that pass into the brain via the optic nerve. The brain interprets that information and bing, bang, boom, vision. And don't get me started on color.
Whoa, Skeeter, you gotta slow down and stop using such big words. Our new friends here are just starting out. You don't want to overwhelm them with too much science. But you're exactly right. God made our eyes very special so that we can see the world around us. In fact, the eye is one of the best pieces of evidence for God existing because it's so complicated and clearly someone had to have designed it. It couldn't have happened randomly. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's a discussion for later in the week. We're still on day 1. So back to the question. What happens to light that hits an object?
Well, I suppose if the object is opaque...
that means light cannot pass through it. Skeeter, smaller words.
Well, I suppose if the object is opaque, it stops the light.
Exactly. So how would you propose stopping All the light coming from, say, a city on a hill with nothing in the way to block it.
A really, really large dome. I think I have some plans for that around here somewhere.
Okay, hold on. Or the simple answer, you can't. A city on the hill cannot be hidden. That's a lesson that Jesus taught in Matthew chapter 5. You can't hide a city on a hill. You don't light a lamp and hide it, but instead you put it where it'll light up the room. So let your light shine so people will see the good things that you do and glorify God.
What does that mean, let your light shine? I can't produce light. I am not bioluminescent like a firefly or a deep-sea fish.
Not our own light, but the light of God.
Oh, so it's reflective light. But where is this light? How do I learn how to reflect God's light?
Great question, Skeeter. The first thing that God did when creating everything was providing for a way to see light. So of course He's provided a way for us to see what He wants from us. Our Bible verse of the day is Psalm 119:105, and it will answer our question, Skeeter. So how about you read that for us?
Psalm 119:105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path.
Great job. God's word lights the path for us. We try to find the answer to a lot of questions in this lab, but the book that gives us the most answers is the Bible. It's like having a flashlight in a dark place.
God gives us light, so we should shine our light so that people can see. Got it. I think I have it memorized.
Skeeter, I bet you Cliff knows just the right song to sing to help us remember this lesson. Let's go find him in the lab.
All right, Mr. Cliff always sings the best songs.
Oh, hey guys. Hey, I almost didn't see you. Have you guys been having fun today learning with Blake and Skeeter? You have? Oh, wow, that's awesome. Did they talk to you today about the first day of creation? They did? Oh, that's so cool. I was hoping the first day of creation was still the plan for today because I have the perfect song for just such this occasion. But first, hey, do you guys know the creation song?
I don't.
You don't? How do you not know the creation song? Well, that's okay. We're all going to learn it together.
That sounds very beguiling.
It sounds what?
Beguiling. It means it sounds like fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is fun. So here we go. You ready? All right. Starting with day one. Day one, God made light when there was none. Day one, God made light when there was none. Day two, God made clouds and sky so blue. Day two, God made clouds and sky so blue. Day three, God made flowers and grass and trees. Day three, God made flowers and grass and trees. Day four, sun and moon and stars galore. Day four, sun and moon and stars galore. Day five, God made birds and fish alive. Day five, God made birds and fish alive. Day six, God made man and animals real quick. Day six, God made animals and man so quick. Day seven, God rested in his heaven. Day seven, God rested in his heaven. So, Skeeter, what do you think of the creation song?
Oh, that's a lot to remember all at once.
You know what? You're right. I tell you what, let's just sing one verse, and then together we'll add a new verse every day as we study about a new day of creation.
Yeah, I like that much better. It will optimize my retention.
Huh?
It will make it easier to remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll make it easier to learn. Okay, Skeeter, you ready? All right, we're just going to sing about day one today. Ready? Day one, God made light when there was none. Day one, God made light when there was none. That was great. Everyone did a good job. Now, let's sing a really fun song about light.
What song is that?
This Little Light of Mine.
Oh yes, I do love that one.
All right, everybody stick out your finger and let's show our lights. Ready? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine all the time, let it shine, oh yeah. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine all the time, let it shine, oh yeah. Don't let Satan it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Don't let Satan it out, I'm gonna let it shine. Don't let Satan it out, I'm gonna let it shine all the time, let it shine, oh yeah. All right, very good everyone. Hey, if you want to sing some more, check out our other video, VBS Sing Time. Bye guys.